By the time Victoria pulls into Blackwell parking lot, it's already nighttime, which means we spend pretty much the whole day together. That's actually pretty weird. I mean, it's not every day you get to hang out with the Queen Bee of Blackwell. With absolutely no problems or anything, I actually had a really nice time. Shopping with Victoria was pretty grueling on my poor heart and my wallet, but aside from Victoria's gift, it's not like I bought anything pricey. Victoria made sure of that. Just thinking about it makes me feel a little off, but not in a bad way. Kind of in a really confused way, or really worried, mostly for Victoria's health. She wouldn't normally shop for a beat-down hipster, would she? But the more time I spend with her, the more I see she's not as terrible as she fronts. As she parks the car, I peer over at her. She's tapping her nails against the steering wheel, seeming a little distracted. Or maybe not really distracted, just more like lost in her thoughts. Maybe she's thinking along the same lines I am. For once, we might be on the same page. No, really, we might be, because now that I'm listening to whatever's coming out of the radio... Is that Sid Matters? You actually listen to them? What? Victoria straightens a little in her seat, glancing over at me, so she was distracted. Nothing, just surprised you listened to that. Aren't they a little hipster for you? I can't help but take the opportunity to tease her. It feels right, even if Victoria could probably tear into me at any given second. Victoria stares at me and then huffs. Watch yourself, Max. I'm just saying, I listen to it, and you know, I'm kind of a hipster. At least according to you and all your other Vortex Club friends. You mean friends? Sure, Victoria. Victoria narrows her eyes. It's almost fun to rile Victoria up. She gets super defensive, fishing for the best insults. Well, usually. Lately, I feel she's really been toning it down. First of all, you're not kind of a hipster, you are one. Don't compare me to a little spectacle like you. Secondly, the door's open, you know. Feel free to get out, cause it's not like I'm keeping you trapped here. That's true, but I can't really go yet, not until I give her this present. I know, I have a really good reason for not leaving yet. Unless you're kicking me out. Victoria furrows her brows and turns to me interested. I'm actually not. So is that an invitation to stay? I rub the back of my neck. For some reason, the question makes me nervous. It's probably because I still have to give her her gift. I don't even know if she's gonna actually like it. Victoria stares at me and rolls her head to the side. I guess. But before I have to deal with whatever nonsense you're going to come up with, Max, let me get at least a little comfortable. I don't entirely understand what she means by that, but until she leans forward, pressing down on some button in her car. Oh, I breathe out in some half-surprised exhale, as the roof of Victoria's car literally starts sliding back, exposing the night sky to us alongside the gleam of the parking lot lights. I crane my neck back to watch the rest of the convertible ceiling roll back, and almost feeling stupid that I didn't notice it before. Of course Victoria would have something super fancy like this. It stops with a click and I blink a few times, shaking my head. I look back to Victoria. I don't know when she got them out, but now she's holding a carton of cigarettes, halfway down to pick at one. Don't sound so surprised. I'm sorry, you just kinda caught me off guard. Victoria gives me a small laugh and a half scoff. Most people are. All she does is light up her cigarette, taking a long drag off of it. Victoria reaches next to her, and oh, she's bringing the seat back just so she can lay down. She looks so comfortable, it's almost surprising, and I'm left wondering if I should do the same or not. If you're going to stay, don't just sit there like a dork. She gestures to my seat and I carefully follow suit, my hands fumbling to find the lever to push the seat back. Before I can get comfortable though, she clears her throat. And just make sure no one is coming, or something. What? You can't be seen with me? She smirks. Maybe. I roll my eyes, but I'm not exactly too offended. Leaning up on my elbow, I check for any familiar figures in the surrounding area. It's just us. I don't see anyone out here, not even one of the security guards, which probably is for the best. I don't exactly need David grilling me about this. Why are you so concerned? It's not like this is a date or anything. I say before I can stop myself, and instantly I feel my face heat up. Okay, I did not mean for that to slip out at all. Apparently Victoria didn't either, because she actually coughs for a second. I want to check if she's alright, but I'm too embarrassed to look hurt. but I'm too embarrassed to look in her direction. No, you wish. There's this totally hoarse quality to her voice, and she clears her throat. Good. The last thing I want is you trying to seduce me. I joke, trying to offset my mistake. Victoria grumbles in response. After I'm confident that no one is smiling around, I sit back down against the leather seat, flopping onto my back. The coast is totally clear. Victoria hums with approval. Since I've got nowhere to push my hands, I rest them both on my stomach, staring up blankly at the sky. So, are you going to let me in or whatever you're planning? I stiffen up slightly, biting my lip at the reminder of the gift in my bag. I wasn't expecting you to actually remember. Are you kidding me? My memory isn't that awful. I step on my hands over to my bag, shrugging weakly. Yeah, but my gift probably is. The thought is kind of depressing, but Victoria is watching me warily, eyes darting down to my bag. Okay, it's not a bomb, is it? Very funny, Victoria. Victoria doesn't ease up at all. She's still watching me intently. She even turns to face me, leaning on her elbow and everything. In spite of myself, I smile a little at the sight. So, spit it out already. I guess it's now or never. Not that I really have a choice. Earlier when we were shopping and you bought me that outfit, immediately Victoria looks a little peeved. Are you going to bring this up again? I already told you. Can you actually let me finish? I cut her off before she can tell me to forget about it, and she narrows her eyes, taking a long drag with no further comment. I got you something. You did what? Victoria seems like she's at a loss for words, for just a second. Even after I specifically told you you didn't have to worry about paying me back. All I can do is shrug my shoulders, fingering the strap on my back anxiously. I just wanted to say thanks. I didn't really expect that. It was a really nice gesture, and it's not like I got you anything big, just a little something. Victoria averts her gaze, covering her mouth with her hand. Alright, fine. What is it? It's now or never, Max. You can do this. It's just Victoria. I sit up a little to reach into my camera bag and pull out that dorky figurine I managed to find earlier, all neat and boxed up. I seriously have no clue where it's even from. But all I know is that the girl in the box looks pretty tough, wearing a leather jacket and holding some sort of pistol, I think. Looks pretty futuristic. Either way, I hand it over and Victoria's gone impressively silent. Victoria? Where did you get that? There's this odd urgency in her tone and she takes it from my hand so quickly I jump a little. The store? I saw it and I thought you liked this kind of stuff, so... Wait, excuse me? You thought I liked this kind of stuff? Uh-oh. Yeah? Yeah, shoot. I knew it. Did Taylor open her huge mouth or something? Victoria questions, turning the box around in her hand, and I tense up. I don't answer. Sorry, Taylor. I sent a silent prayer to her. Oh my god. Before I can come up with anything, Victoria just turns and crams the figurine into one of the plastic bags. Whatever. I guess I should thank you for the dorky thought anyway. Huh. I don't know if that kind of affected. I don't know. Now that the weight of that whole situation is gone and Victoria hasn't kicked me out, I take the chance to press my head back against the leather seat of the car, closing my eyes and resting my hands back against my stomach. I don't hear Victoria move, but that's fine. All I can hear is her smoking next to me and the radio blaring softly with another Sid Meier's song. This is definitely how their album's meant to be. Enjoyed. Score. It's oddly relaxing, just sitting here in Victoria's car with the wind brushing over us. I know we're just at Blackwell, but here it kind of feels like we're in our own little world, just us and the music, laying down underneath the night sky. Max? It's Victoria who breaks the silence. I don't actually mind too much, really. I turn my head to the side, opening my eyes to look at her. She's on her back now, one arm behind her head, and her other hand over mouth. The cigarette tucked between her fingers is just about out, and I wonder if she's going to light another one. Did you... Victoria starts to say something, and I see this crease between her brows as it tapers off into an unintelligible mutter. Huh? What was that? Victoria blows out a breath through her mouth, all smoke. It's distracting. Never mind, it was something entirely stupid. All it does is make me even more concerned. Victoria doesn't usually censor herself, at least not this openly. I bet it's not. It is. Come on, Victoria, I say stupid things all the time. I think I'm winning, because Victoria's lips form an amused smile at the words. That's a good point. She shuts her eyes briefly, expression falling again. Fine. There's a bit of silence and Victoria sits up briefly to throw her cigarette outside on the pavement. Did you have a good time? Oddly enough, that's the last thing I expected from her. There's the crease between her brow again that I could have easily mistaken for concern. Or no, I think it really is concern this time. I almost forget to respond, the idea making me still with surprise. Huh? That's it? The muscles in Victoria's jaw stiffen and she shoots me an annoyed glare. What do you mean, that's it? No, nothing bad. You were just kind of acting like it was something worse. This time I'm positive. It's not the moon playing tricks on me. There's this flush on her cheeks. It might be from anger, but I'm not totally positive. I'm not totally positive about a lot of things, especially regarding Victoria. Yeah, I did, or did you? I always forget to save all this, but never mind, it's not too far off. I'm curious. Did you? I know it's not an answer to a question, but it's the first thing I think of. I'd really like to know too. Victoria purses her lips, running a hand through her bangs. Hanging out with you wasn't as drastically terrible as I thought it would be. That totally means yes. I'm smiling broadly this time, and Victoria's eyes widen a little. She quickly covers it up with a frown. Okay, but did you? I really did. I had a really good time, Victoria. I'm not surprised it's a shock though. We didn't really used to get along, right? I have to stop myself for a second there. Didn't used to get along? Does that mean we're really getting along now? And it was actually really fun to see you do your whole fashion thing. Victoria is watching me cautiously. Does she not believe me? After a second, I see some tension drawn out on her bunched-up muscles, shoulders falling back against the leather of the seat. Thanks, Max. I try. No problem. It's worth it, just to see how relaxed Victoria is. I couldn't have imagined she'd be so worried over something so small. Victoria finally sits up though, bringing down her mirror and brushing at her. We should probably go back inside before Wells finds us and starts bitching. Or even worse, Madsen. I laugh a little at that, taking the initiative and pulling myself up too. Davy can be a pain in the ass, yeah. Victoria stops fixing herself in the tiny mirror. Do I want to know why you sound so familiar with him? Maybe not. It's a long story, or just a bunch of tiny ones. I could never resist getting into shenanigans with Chloe, after all. Victoria just shakes her head. Weirdo. I don't want to hear about your weird escapades with our security guard. Don't put it like that. Victoria flashes me another award-winning smirk and then picks up her purse. Come on, let's go back to my room. Oh. Wait, what? What? Don't give me that look. We still have a few things we have to talk about for tomorrow. Unless you'd rather not. Victoria looks away, and I'm not sure how to respond. She wants me to come with her? Of course. At this point, I'm not exactly opposed to spending more time with her, so it doesn't take long to give her my answer. No, sure, I guess you're right. Victoria seems satisfied, nodding. Of course I am. The walk from the car to Victoria's room was kind of a blur, making me think that I'm way more exhausted than I thought. It's not like I can exactly do anything about it now, not when I already agreed to come with Victoria. Yep. All pictures of her, like, how can you live like that? So weird looking at myself. Like a mirror, but I don't know. And maybe it's not so bad, especially when I got to sit down on Victoria's really, really soft couch. Even if this thing probably costs way more than my entire life. I've been in here once before, thanks to one of Julia and Dana's little scuffles. I shouldn't be surprised that it feels totally different to actually have been invited in, instead of having to sneak in here myself. But that was just one time, and it was for a good cause. Still, good cause or not, that's still probably one of the things I should never let Victoria find out. Maybe sometime in the future, if we're actually still friends after this. That'd be nice. Please don't tell me you're falling asleep on me, Max. It's been like 5 minutes. After dumping her stuff on the table, Victoria finally sits down next to me, prompting me to sit up a little. I'm not, your sofa is just super comfortable. Well, obviously, I know that. I huff at her, sitting up even straighter for her benefit, even rubbing my eyes and rolling my shoulders for extra effect. Better? Victoria hums, seemingly placid. I fight back an amused smile. If you want my attention so badly, you could just say so. So, the contest, what do you want to talk about first? The concept, the composition? I just throw out ideas at her, watching her carefully. In all actuality, I'm waiting to see what she has to say. There's no way she'd invite me completely out of the blue. Not if she didn't have something in mind. No, well, not entirely. It's about the rules for the contest. It's bullshit, but we missed something. That gets my attention. We missed something? Are you for real? I don't want to sound like I'm doubting her, but that sounds wrong, especially since I know Victoria's probably poured more of her attention into the rules than me. Victoria frowns openly at me, clicking her tongue. Yes. Okay, so what is it? I'm nervous, but it's better to get it over with as quickly as possible, like ripping off a band-aid or something. Even if Victoria is probably a lot worse than a band-aid. It's about our submission. I don't think if you cared to notice, but there's a problem. Namely, who's going to be the one to actually submit their photo? Oh. Oh no. Yeah, Max. Oh. She sounds just as exasperated as I expected. It doesn't bother me considering I can tell she's stressed out. That, and I'm trying not to let her know how anxious I am too. That's a problem because you're not leaving your camera and I'm not leaving mine. Duh. I don't think I can stand to see you without that clunky-ass Polaroid either. Victoria sighs long and hard, and I bite my lip. I really couldn't see you without some designer camera either. I'd be dead before that happened. Trust me, I don't doubt it. As soon as Victoria smirks at my response, we're back to a stretch of silence that makes my stomach clench uneasily. So, what are you saying we should do? Victoria inhales once, turning to face me, giving me so much attention that it only makes me feel more anxious. Chill out, Max. What's the worst she can say? We've gotten this far together without saying each other. What else? We'll choose the best photograph out of the both of ours at the end of the shoot. Unless you have a better idea. That almost makes it sound like a competition. Maybe we have to make a big choice. Which is what I'm sure we're supposed to do. I grasp at my forearm, furrowing my brows at Victoria. She stares at me blankly, huffing at me. No, it's not like we aren't going to be working together. Cause obviously we are. I'll be there to give you pointers and keep you from going too retro trash on me. She pauses. And I guess you can give me tips or whatever. Oh, I watch Victoria's eyes shift to her nails, picking at them. Still, that doesn't count the fact. It might be yours. As soon as I admit to that, I internally grimace. Way to throw your insecurities out there, Max. I'm sure Victoria finds that real charming. All I can do is quietly curse myself out for being a total loser, while Victoria's giving me the blankest look for a second. Oh hell no, Max. Don't you dare pull that shitty, insecure, shy, hipster fucking garbage on me. Seriously, your lack of confidence in yourself is astounding sometimes. Hey! Immediately, I try to defend myself, clutching at my bag strapped tightly. Victoria silences me with a wave of her hand. No, you listen to me. I don't know if this is some kind of stupid act or not, if you're trying to make everyone pity you and cry for the poor awkward geek. What I do know is you have to cut it out. What I do know is you have to cut it the hell out. Victoria narrows her eyes at me and I forget to breathe as she's speaking. You're actually talented. God knows why you're out of literally anyone in this disappointing excuse of a school. Why do you think Mr. Dog gives you everything? This time there's a crack to those words that makes me stiffen. Victoria bites her lip, continuing on with just as much fire. Because you actually have style. Well, your photos do. But you never fucking do anything with it. You just sit and tuck it in your stupid shoulders every day like you aren't even trying. It should be so easy for you. My tongue feels like it's stuck to the roof of my mouth, and I know I can't just respond. Well, I remember like Nightmare Nathan had a dialogue where like Victoria and he said like Victoria and him does all the work and Max doesn't. I think this could be related. Like Victoria does see that Max has kind of talent that's on par with her, but Victoria is always putting her work out there, where Max is just doing it more for hobby. Like even she was really reluctant to submit her everyday photo contest. Yeah. It's just that there's something so inherently intense about Victoria. She looks so frustrated, so upset. The side of her jaw is tense and she's scowling somewhere else, somewhere across the room. Ooh. Are you upset I'm actually good? I don't think that's the reason. So... I'm trying, or I've never been confident. No, we should not sound too weak. I'm trying, you know. It's not like I'm not. I tuck my shoulders in a little, meeting her gaze regardless. She holds my gaze for a second, and I'm not sure what's going on in her head. Eventually, she scowls and turns her head away. We all fucking are, Max. If whatever you're doing is your idea of trying, it's honestly a joke. Victoria breathes out hard. Only there's nothing particularly sharp about her words. No edge that makes them sting. Just something frustrated and tired. I don't know. I've never thought about it that way. That hard. Oh my god. Victoria laughs, short and quick and bitter. I know you haven't, and you have no clue how irritating that is. I'm not sure what you'd want me to do. It's my turn to sound exasperated. After Victoria's verbal scolding, I anxiously knock my feet against each other. Victoria pinches the bridge of her nose, shaking her head. I feel like we're screwing up. Maybe I want you to stop moping around and make an effort for like once. I purse my lips, watching the irritated way Victoria drops her hand onto her knee, tapping her nails impatiently against her kneecap. Sorry, I didn't know I pissed you off that much. I know what Victoria's getting at, but that doesn't make it any easier to not be defensive. Victoria freezes, dragging her eyes back to me. She bites down on her tongue. No, you're missing the entire point. Dense as always. It's not you, you know. Victoria deflates, almost resting her elbows against her knees. Seeing her slouch like that feels odd. Vulnerable. You're actually one of the most talented people here. I don't really give a shit about anyone else, considering how mediocre they all are. For an art school, the competition is laughable. There's hardly any, except... Victoria throws me a sideways glance that makes me hold my breath. But whatever, it's not my business if you want to waste your fucking potential and everyone's time. As quickly as she threw all of this at me, now she's reeling back. I should have expected it actually, so I fumbled to stop her. No, I get it. You put so much effort into everything you do, Victoria, so I can kind of get how douchey it is, but it's not like I'm intentionally trying to piss you off. I sigh, biting the inside of my cheek when I see her lip twitch. That's not the point. No, it kind of is. I do see what you mean. I'm not going to apologize for all that, because you might not know, but I have been working on it. That's why I'm working here with you. Victoria's eyes widen and she narrows them again and stares ahead of her. That's fair. It is. That comes out firmer than I intended, and I hear Victoria exhale loudly. I wouldn't be here if I didn't make an effort. Victoria mumbles so softly I almost miss it. Contrary to popular belief, I don't just have everything handed to me. I'm just another young, aspiring, stupidly hopeful photographer trying to get people to notice me. I know how hard it is, so... And you do. I blurt out without much tact, though it's not like I ever had much of it anyway. Victoria goes taut, stiffening up. You're such a good photographer, everyone knows it. Her lips twitch a little. I pretend not to notice. Of course she couldn't resist getting her ego stroked. It doesn't bother me at all. That's why I'm really nervous. Going against you and stuff? She doesn't exactly respond quickly, and that's fine. I pick at some non-existing fuzz on my jeans, waiting. Are you kissing my ass? I just can't help the laughter that comes out of my throat, and Victoria gives me a dry scoff in return. Maybe. Is it working? No. That's what she says, but the stubborn hint of a smile on her lips gives it away. That makes me feel all the lighter. It's so unusual seeing Victoria so vulnerable, and I wonder just how much she actually thinks about this stuff. With the way she puts it, it's no wonder she's always so mean. She's just trying to get on top, which is no excuse, obviously, but it puts a lot into perspective. Even if she has no reason to be, I don't think she realizes that with all her talent, she doesn't actually have to tear anyone down, unless she doesn't believe it herself. Max? I can't stop the surprised jerk off my shoulders when Victoria calls for me, and I realize I've been staring at her this whole time. Luckily for me, she's still staring at the coffee table, elbows still rested on her knees. Yeah? Victoria doesn't speak, and I'm convinced she has nothing to say until she leans back against the couch with a sigh. Just checking that you're, still with me. Where else would I be? Touche, somewhere in the blank head of yours. I smile, raising my eyebrows at her. Kind of, I'm just thinking about you. Way too creepy, Max. Shit. I glance across the room in an attempt to scour out something that'll maybe ease the tension a little, and keep me from saying something lame instead. Oh shit, there's no way I can pass that up. Trying to figure out what anime that's from. I gestured to the boxed up figurine standing a little too proudly on Victoria's desk. You better not be screwing around with me, Caulfield. I'm not, I'm totally serial. Victoria bites her lips and rolls her eyes. Yeah, whatever, you seriously don't know? I smile sheepishly at her. Victoria raises a brow and then laughs quietly under her breath. Unbelievable, it's from Princess Mononoke, which, before you ask, is a movie, not an anime. It takes a lot to not laugh at the way she says that. Sorry, I've never heard of it. Chloe and I haven't watched anime since we were kids. With that obnoxiously blue hair, I'm surprised you both still don't. Victoria smirks and I try not to grin too much. I can't wait to tell Chloe that one. Yeah, I know, but I guess I'm kind of into other stuff now. Victoria turns to me, our knees bumping into each other. Like? I scratch at the back of my head, humming and trying to will myself to think of something at least kind of interesting. Like sci-fi and stuff, and all that's kind of cool. The last big flick I think I saw was Final Fantasy. Oh my god. Oh god. It was good. Victoria lifts her hand to stop me, grimacing so openly I'm convinced I just actually hurt her. Please tell me you're joking. That's literally the worst film I and the entire world have ever had to lay eyes on. Thank you, Victoria. I'm torn between the fact that she watched it and the fact that she hated it, and I gulped for a second before frowning. No, wait, it wasn't that bad. You're good with a camera, but you have shitty taste in cinematic works, of course. Victoria stands up before I can respond, and I watch her cross over to the other side of her room to her laptop. What are you doing? What do you think? We're watching quality cinema. Victoria, without looking up, gestures to the figurine from before. Meanwhile, I almost choke. Right now? What, are you busy? I bite my lip, thinking about the fact that I could probably be sleeping instead. In fact, I should. But I guess not. You're watching it on your laptop? Victoria sighs. Duh, where else? I watch Victoria fiddle around with her laptop, pause, and then turn to me. I don't want to be super picky or anything, but I can't help that I've been totally eyeing that tasty plasma TV. Victoria notices this time. Oh my god. Her gaze goes from me to the TV, and I manage to sheepish grin, ducking my head down a little. It'll be a real shame if... Oh hell no, Caulfield, you did not just come in here for my equipment. I know she's not serious because there's no venom to those words. I didn't, I swear. Isn't it just a bigger shame you aren't going to let me enjoy quality cinema on that? Victoria crosses her arms, eyes narrowed to slits. Touché, Max. So that's a yes? Victoria rolls her eyes, shutting her laptop and going through her drawers instead. Bring my blanket over to the couch. The command is pretty self-explanatory, but it still manages to surprise me. You're cold? No, I want to be comfortable. She pauses. If you don't want to be, then we won't share. There's no way I can pass this up. Eventually, we're settled on her couch, lights off, with Victoria draping the blanket over both of us. At first, I keep my distance and I see Victoria frown. She lifts the blanket in a way I almost mistake as inviting. This is kind of cute. Jesus, this thing isn't huge. Come closer. I like how she's so dominant over this. I don't know. I'm not totally confident you won't bite. Oh my god. She snorts, shaking her head. Please, you wish. My heart does a little flip in my chest, so instead of answering, I just scoot closer to her. She drapes the blanket over my shoulders when I'm close, and I bite my lip. I'm so close I can feel the warmth radiating from her skin. She's doing a better job at warming me up than the blanket is. I'm starting it, so could you actually pay attention for once? I am. I'm not that out of it. Kind of. Plus, it'll be a waste of tasty plasma. Please never say that again. She snorts, pressing play. And just a few minutes in, and it's already way obvious I'm not paying attention. Not only do I have no clue what's going on, I'm I'm way more focused on the weight of Victoria's leg against mine, and the way she has her arm draped behind me, resting on the couch. It's comfortable. She's comfortable. Who would have thought? I can't find myself to find that thought weird at all. In the darkness of her room, just like in the car, it feels like it's just the two of us, except this time it really is. You're not falling asleep, are you? Victoria clears her throat, shifting next to me. I bore my fingers into the blanket, trying to focus on the characters on the screen and the white subtitles on the bottom. I lose track again when I feel Victoria's arm shift behind my shoulder. No way. Not when I'm trying to control the beating of my heart.